Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is day 6 for .NET 0 to Hero series, and today we are going to discuss about the operator in C Sharp. So what is an operator? So operator, we can say like it's a special symbol that tells the compiler to perform a specific maybe mathematical or logical operations. So there are it has been categorized between these categories like arithmetic operators, and under that we are having all this. Similar to that, we are having assignment operators, then relational operators, logical operators, and unary operators. So let's try to understand this with example. So let me copy this and let's go to Visual Studio. And here what I'm going to do is, because this is the same example which we created in our previous video, but here I don't want to add everything here. So what I will do is I will create one class first. We have discussed about the class, right? So now I am creating one class, and maybe we'll give name of this class as a operator test. So let's wait for templates to be loaded, and then I can give name like operator test. And what I will do is I will make this class as a static class, and I will create a method under it like public static void run. And here I will write all my operator code. I will write it here. So we have separated it. Now what all we are going to work here, maybe I will add that also here. We have copied from previous section, right? So let me add this also here. Okay, and I will call this run method from the our entry point. What is the entry point? Correct, main method, right? So I will call this, maybe I will say operator code, and here I will say operator test dot run, and we can comment the other code what we wrote on the previous video. So let me comment this. So now we can see, like, we know the operator is a symbol that tells us the compiler to perform the specific mathematical or logical operations, right? And these are the some predefined operators. So first let's see this arithmetic operators which we already know, right? So uh, how can we use this? I think it is pretty simple. We already know about the arithmetic operators, right? So we have already used it. So but let me try to show you. Maybe I will say integer I equals to num1 and sorry integer num1 equals to 12 and num2 equals to 15, and if I want to know the total of it, so I can use the arithmetic operators here, and I will say total of num1 and num2 is, and here we can add this two numbers, right? Because we want the total of this number 1 and number 2. So, and I want to concatenate this with this string, right? So maybe I will say plus here, and then I will add one parenthesis bracket because we want the total operations first, and then we want to concatenate it with this string, right? So because of that, I am adding this parenthesis, and under that I will say num1 plus num2, and similar to that, let's copy this and paste it. Maybe I will say subtract num1 from num2. So I will say num1 is num2 minus num1, and similar to that we are having this multiply operators, divide by operators, and remainder operators, which I am not doing it now, and maybe I will leave it for you. You can try this, and this can you can take it as a homework. So let's try to run this, and let's see the output, what it is coming. So here we can see that total of num1 and num2 is 27, which is correct because we are having num1 is 12 and num2 is 15, then it is 27. And subtract of num1 from num2 is num2 minus num1, 15 minus 12 equals to 3. So we are getting the correct response. So now we have discussed about the arithmetic operators. Now let's discuss the assignment operators. So what is assignment operators? As it is clear with the name, right? We are assigning some value with the help of these operators. Suppose if here we can see this under assignment operators we are having this equal sign that we already used. Under the num1 we have assigned the value of 12. So that we know like this is a assignment operators. But what this plus equals to, minus equals to, multiply equals to, divide by equals to, and remainder equals to. So this is also a kind of assignment operators, and what it is doing, like here we have declared the int num1 equals to 12. Now maybe I will say num1 plus equals to uh, maybe 3. So basically, if I am doing it like num1 plus equals to 3, what I am doing behind the scene, what I am doing is I am saying like, maybe let me add comment here, and what basically we are doing is like num1 equals to num1 plus 3. So num1 is 12 and num1 plus 3 equals to 15. So instead of writing this, we can use this assignment operators num1 plus equals to, and it should give the same result. So now let me take it here, and now let's print console dot write line num1 value change to and I will add num1 here. And now let's run it. So now it should print 15 here. So we can see 27 and 3, and now num1 value changed to 15 with the help of assignment operator of plus equals to. Now maybe similar to that, I can use this -1 operators. So it is equal to like num1 equals to num1 minus 3. So now here our num1 became 15, right? Now num1 is 15, and again we are here we are subtracting 3 from 15. So now num1 should be 12, right? So let's save this and run it. So initially we can see num1 value changed to 15. Earlier it was 12. When we use plus equals to operator, it's changed to 15. And when we use minus equals to operator, we can see num1 value changed to again 12. Similar to that, we are having multiply equals to, divide by equals to, and remainder equals to operator as well. That I am not doing it. Maybe you can try it, and if you have any doubts, questions, feel free to add it in your comment section, and I will try to reply, or maybe I will, if I feel, maybe I will create a separate video for that. Now, next operator which we are going to discuss is relational operators. So, relational operator basically it tells like, uh, suppose if I am having num1 equals to 12 and num2 equals to 15, and I want to know if both the values are equal or not, that I can identify with the help of one of the relational operators, that is a equal to operator. Similar to that, I want to make sure like this should not be equal to, then how can I do that? With the not equals to operators. If I want to check if num1 is greater than num2, then I can use this greater than operator. If I want to make sure num1 is less than num2, then how can I do it with this less than operators? And instead of less than or greater than, I want to check like greater than and equal to or less than or equal to, that I can do with the greater than equal to or less than equal to operators. So now we know num1, now num1 is 12 again, right? And num2 is already 15. Now if I will say console dot write line, and here I am going to check equal to operator if both the numbers are equal or not. So, and it returns the basically boolean value, true or false. It says yeah it is equal, or it say no it is not equal. So it will give boolean value. So I am saying like num1 equals to num2, and let's copy the same thing here as well. Let's wrap this under the parenthesis, and I will add one string value also here, and I will say is num1 equal to num2, and let's copy this below as well. So what will be the response as it returns the boolean value, right? So here num1 has changed to 15, right? And num2 is already 15, then 15 equals to 15. Yes. So now here I should get true, right? But again we have subtracted 3 from num1. So now num1 is not 15, num1 is a 12. And if I will check num1 equals to num2, so here it will say false. So let's see if we are getting our expected result or not. So here you can see is num1 equals to num2, and it is saying yes, true, because we have changed to 15, right? And now again we have changed it to 12, so this time num1 equals to num2. No, false, it is not. Similar to that, instead of equal, maybe you want to say not equals. So what will happen if you will see, first time we are getting true, second time we are getting false. And if I will change the condition, instead of equals to, I will say not equals to. So I will say not equals to here and not equals to here as well. So basically it will just revert the condition. Earlier we are getting the true and false. Now we will get the false and true, because here 15 not equals to 15. So it is false, right? 15 is already equal to 15. Num1 and num2 are equals. So this condition will return the false and this will return the true. Earlier it was returning true and this was returning false. So let me run it. So here you can see num1 equals to num2 false, num1. So first time we are getting false and true. Earlier we are getting true here and false here. So with not equals to, our condition, like our result is just swapped. Similar to that, maybe I want to check for less than operator. So this is less than operator and this is less than equal to operators. So maybe instead of not equals to, I will say less than. So if num1 is less than num2, here we will have num1 15 less than 15, which will say false, right? So we will get false here. And now here also, now let me edit less than, and again I will say num1, which is 12 less than 15. So this is true, right? So num1 is less than num2, so we will get true here. So now let me run it. So here we can see we are getting false because 15 no, here if you say 15 less than 15, which is false, and 12 less than 15, which is true, so we are getting false and true here. But we can see this less than equals to operator as well, right? So if I will add less than equals to operator here, what will happen? What is the difference between less than and less than and equal to operators? So difference is it will check not only less than but equals to number as well. For example, here 15 less than 15, but here instead of less than we are saying 15 are equal to. So now 15 is less than or equals to 15, which is true, right? So we will get true here. and here also maybe I will say less than or equals to. So 12 less than or equals to true. 15, which is true again. So this time we will get true for both the calculations. So we can see we are getting true. So we discuss about less than and less than or equals to operators. Similar to that, we are having greater than and greater than or equals to operators, which I am giving you as a homework. You can try this. Apart from that, we are having three logical operators. This one will call it as AND operators. This is OR operators, and this is NOT operators. So AND operator is so like we are having two conditions, and if you are using AND operators, if both condition is matching, then only it will return the true. If any one condition is getting failed, then it will return false. Maybe if you are getting for example, this is AND operator, right? This is a symbol of AND operator, AND operator, and under that we are having two condition A and condition B. So what will happen if A will return true and B will also return true, then only we will get true. If any one of this will return false, A, or maybe if A is returning false and B is returning true, then our response will be false. So both should return true value in case of AND operators. So let's see this with example. What we can do is here, instead of printing it here, maybe I will assign this. I will say bool, or not, I will not assign this. Maybe we can use this, right? So this is condition 1. Console dot write line and operator with two condition. So basically both the condition should satisfy, then only will it returns the true. So I will say I will wrap this condition under one parenthesis, and I will say like num1. I think too many parentheses I edit. Num1 less than equals to num2 and maybe I will say num1 equals to num2. So here our AND operator will return false because our condition 1, if you will see here, let me copy this. This will return false, right? Because what is num1? Num1 is now 12. No, this will return true, right? Because num1 is less than equals to 2. This will return true, and num1 equals to num2. This will return false because 12 equals to 15 is false. because 12 less than equals to 15 is true. So now our one condition is returning true and other condition is returning false. Then our uh, total combined output of above text will be false. So let me run this and we will get AND operator result as a false value. So we can see condition false. If both the condition is matching, if both are true, then we should get true here. So to make this condition also true, what can we do? Yes, correct. We can use this assignment operators again. So let me copy this. Let me paste it here. So what it will do, it will again change 12 to 15. So now 15 equals to 15, true, yes. And 15 less than or equals to 15, yeah, true. So now our AND operator will also return true. So we can see our AND operator is also returning a true because both the condition A and condition B is returning true value. Similar to that, we are having OR operators. So instead of AND, let me copy this and instead of AND we will add OR operator here. So OR operator is say like if anyone, here we are saying if both condition is true, then only we will return true. But here we are saying if any condition is true, whether condition A or condition B, for OR operator, if any condition is true, it will return true value. So what I will do is I will comment this code which we added it now. So now one of the condition is false, right? Less than equals to num2, which is true, but equals to num2, which is false because we have commented this code, right? So our AND operator will return false, but our OR operator, let me change this to OR. This will, because any one condition is true, then it will return true, right? So let me run this. So AND will return false and OR will return true. So here we can see this. AND operator is returning false value while OR operator is returning true value. And similar to that we are having a NOT operator. So it says like if we are getting true value, so it will reverse it. It will reverse it to false. If we are getting false value, so it will it's like vice versa. It will return false to true. So for example, here we are getting true and false, right? So uh, let me wrap this. Here I will say instead of we were getting true right here, but I am saying if I am getting true, I want to change it to false, so I will add not here. So if I will add not, it will change my true value to false value. So now let me save this and run it. So this time you can see even my OR operator is also returning false because the true value which I received with my OR operator, I changed it again with this not operators. So now you understood, right? Not operator can be used to change the value of true to false and false to true. Similar to that we are having unary operators, it is like plus plus and equals minus minus. So suppose here we are getting the, let me print console dot write line num1 and num2 value are, here I will say num1 and here I will say num2. So before looking for this unary operator, let me just print the num1 and num2 values so that you know what is the last value for num1 and num2. So here we can see num1 is 12 and num2 is 15. Let me add some white space also. So with plus plus and a minus minus unary operator, basically what we are doing is, if it is like a plus plus operator, it's equal to, like we are doing integer I equals to I plus 1, and similar to that minus minus, it's equal to integer I equals to I minus 1. So basically we are adding and subtracting with 1 with the help of plus plus or minus minus operator. So let's do one thing. Here I will say num1 plus plus and then num2 minus minus. So this 12 will become 13 and this 15 will become 14, right? And now again I will print num1 and num2 value. So we can see that earlier the num1 was 12 and num2 was 15, but then we use plus plus unary operator, so this 12 become 13 and this 15, because we use minus minus unary operator, so this 50 become 14. So that's all I think for the operators, but make sure the operators which we have not used in our uh, current session, maybe you can go through the remaining operators and you can try it. And if you feel any difficulties or if you have any questions, you can add your questions in the comment sections, and I will try to reply it as soon as possible. And also, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and please add your valuable comments or any suggestions if you are having. And if you have not subscribed it, please subscribe. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.